how does this kind of sit with you personally, the chance to face the Celtics in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching Magic and Bird go at it in the 80s. I was sitting literally in the last row of the Forum when Kevin McHale took out Kurt Rambis and changed the series. I think that was 84, if I'm not mistaken. And some of my favorite memories as a player was playing in Boston Garden. I remember starting a game early in my career. We had a couple guys injured, and going out to half court and bumping fists. Larry Bird actually said, "Good luck, Steve." I was like, "You too, Larry." And I was like, what is happening right now? It was surreal, and it was thrilling, to be on the Garden floor. And so there's a mystique that exists with the Celtics for sure. Incredible franchise, incredible history. And for me, just having grown up, watching those games and being a fan, it's pretty cool to be coaching in the finals against them.
Joe here in the second row.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Joe.
How do you think you're going to list Peyton, Porter, and Andre?
All three will be questionable. All three took part in our brief scrimmage today, and we'll see how they turn up tomorrow. So, but it was a good sign that all three were able to have contact today.
Right here in the front.
Hi, Steve. How have you seen some of your younger players kind of just handle heading into this circus that is the finals, the less experienced guys, and even guys like Andrew, who is a veteran but hasn't played at this stage before?
Well, today's really the first day that it feels like a circus. The last couple of days have been business as usual, just normal practice times and film sessions. And so we've talked to the group about how different it feels. Our veteran players have addressed the group about the difference in the finals compared to earlier playoff rounds, just in terms of the atmosphere and the vibe. So all you can do is try to prepare for it and try to focus on the game. But there's a lot of fanfare for sure. And so hopefully our young guys will adapt quickly.
Steve, on your right.
Steve, when you played in this, it was 2-3-2 format. Since you've coached in it, it's the 2-2-1-1-1 like the other rounds. What stands out for you thinking about those 2-3-2 situations in terms of the changeover? And given that we're coast to coast now, how do you weigh the extra air travel compared to the home advantage situation?
I like 2-2-1-1-1 better. I think it's a more fair format. And given that we have a couple of days in between every game other than 3 and 4, I think both teams will be able to handle the travel. But it seems like a more fair test. What I remember was, any time a team lost one of the first two at home during that era, it didn't seem right that you had to go on the road and play 3 straight road games. And I think that's why the format was changed back. Ironically, though, it hardly ever happened where the home team won the middle 3. So it was good for travel, but it feels like a more natural flow to go back to 2-2-1-1-1.
Second row on the left.
Hey, Steve, Bobby Manning. So this Celtics team's had a lot of success against you guys over the last couple of years here, and it feels like Marcus Smart's been that constant. You hear all the positive things people say around the league, heart and soul, the defensive player of the year, stuff like that. Can you just kind of describe from a basketball sense just the impact he has on the game?
Yeah, and I coached Marcus in the World Cup a few summers ago. So along with Jason and Jalen and Kemba at the time, we had 4 Celtics on that team. So I've gotten to know these guys a little bit. Jason last year during the Olympics So it's been fun to get to know them. But Marcus, I described him yesterday as kind of the guard version of Draymond. You know, he's just all over the place defensively, really, really smart, anticipates plays, understands angles, the versatility to guard 1 through 5. It's all there. So there's a reason he won Defensive Player of the Year. He's a great defender and probably an underrated offensive player as well.
Melissa, second row.
Hey, Steve, what do you remember from going to the finals for your first time back in 2015 compared to how you're feeling heading into it now?
I think, like anything else, the first time you feel something, first time you do something, it's there's an unknown and a mystery about it, which makes it even more exciting in a lot of ways. First time that I went to the finals as a player, it was just, kind of the same feeling. And then, if you're lucky enough to do it again, you feel like, all right, I know what to expect. It's a little different vibe, but it's still, really exciting to be part of, just knowing that, this is the pinnacle. This is what we're all trying to accomplish. So to be back here again is an amazing feeling.
Last question towards the back.
Steve, good to see you.
Too.
Usually, I look at matchups between two teams. It's usually David and Goliath. But in this instance, it seems like it's two Davids going toe-to-toe, specifically how you got here. When you look at this matchup against the Celtics defensively, I feel like they may just be something that's different against elite teams throughout the playoffs. What have you zeroed in on, one, and do you see the similarity between two Davids rather than David and Goliath?
That's my old job when I was at TNT. I had to think of storylines like that. I don't dive into that kind of thing now. I just, I look at our opponent and I look at our team and I think, how can we, try to beat this team? What I see in Boston is a great defensive team, super athletic, a team that has continuity. They've been in the playoffs year after year with the same core. So it's a team that has worked its way to this point in a very natural, organic way. Traditionally, this is how it's supposed to work in the NBA. If you look at, over the years, you grow a team through the draft, you take your lumps in the playoffs, you climb up, and then you get to the finals. And our team was built somewhat the same way, a couple trips to the playoffs and with some young guys and gain more and more experience and break through. So I think it's what I like is it's two teams that were mostly built with patience and through the draft and player development and continuity. And I think that's good for the sport. So hopefully everybody stays healthy or gets healthy and we have a hell of a series.